Could you please compare your B8 intake with a competitor? They mentioned CTS, big performance difference.
Yep.
What are you seeing as far as tuning goes?
So I'm going to qualify this again. Just we're going to limit it to the B8 right now because that's
Yeah, they're asking about
that.
B8.
Yeah, I'm assuming that was a B8 question.
Yeah.
The filter and setup on the CTS is severely flawed in a lot of ways.
Yeah, we actually flowed one.
Yeah,
we had one here last
we
week.
have one on actually one of our. Yeah, yeah, we had one come through here.
Yeah, don't say that. It's too depressing.
It is. And we were reinstalling it on this car after some work was done to it, and I saw the filter and there's some terrible things going on inside that filter.
It's
just the really filter alone, never mind the rest
filter,
of it.
Yeah.
And we happened to flow it, and it was 40% down from our filter at
yeah,
a pretty.
It's definitely you're definitely gonna lose power.
A lot of effort. It was pretty tragic the way that assembly is designed, and it's one of those things where it's got all the bells and whistles that the aftermarket sometimes thinks will help, and every one of the changes they have implemented on that filter makes it much worse.
So obviously the CTS B8 intake is a knockoff. It may be even a knockoff of a knockoff.
Yeah, I have no idea where the roots of these started.
I think it was Stratosphere, which I believe is a now defunct company. I know they went out of business at some point in the past. If they're still around, but they designed this intake right away. It's a cheap design.
Yeah, the hyperflow intake.
It's a pipe with a filter and just this stamped laser cut heat shield.
So it's Stratosphere, then Rock Euro.
Rocky. Maybe it was Rock Euro.
It says Rock Euro is basically the same thing. So I don't know. Again, I don't know what chicken or egg here.
No, Stratosphere shut down, and I think the Stratosphere guy started Rock Euro.
Okay.
And you know what? I mean, at the time, it was pretty much the only intake on the market, and I think APR was selling the Carbonio stuff, which wasn't very good. And so really CTS got one of those and just knocked it off. So the CTS intake is a knockoff of the Rock Euro. So just start there. There was no engineering done on it. And it's a very old design. It's a cheaply made intake. And I really don't think very much thought or engineering was put into it. I think it was just someone got a product to market, and good for them. They've probably sold thousands of them, and then CTS has probably sold thousands by knocking them off. And I believe there's knockoffs on knockoffs of that.
Oh god, yeah, there's copies.
But you can buy really cheap air filters in China. Again, no thought or engineering is put into them. They're certainly not optimized in any way. It's not even clear how well they filter air. They typically don't flow well. We've seen them kind of break up and implode.
I was going to say that there's some gimmickry going on inside the filter itself, which can dislodge. It's just literally glued inside the filter.
And we're gonna post some more information about this. But a lot of these filters with the inverted dust, kind of the cap
dual cone filter,
the dual cone on the top, those filters typically flow worse because the dual cone thing comes into the filter and blocks the main flow of the body. So it's kind of this gimmicky effort to add more airflow, but it's actually worse.
Yeah, and we actually went to because people were hyping this up, and we were getting requests about it on some of our platforms. We went to our filter manufacturer, had our exact same filter produced with an inverted cone in it as well, and had them flowed here on our bench, and we sent it out to get verified, and it did flow less than our normal.
Yeah, it's our filter, which is already extremely good. And we added that provision and it flowed less. So all we care about is what works. All we care about is what gets the job done at the specifications. And all we're concerned about is creating the ultimate outcome that, from an engineering perspective, we want to meet. So our air filter, every part of it is well thought out and engineered. It's designed to optimize performance, fit, finish, designed to look great. That's what we've just spent several years doing with our intake. I wish we would have came out with it 5 years ago, but better late than never. But it is, we've had the benefit of seeing everything else come and go, and for $345 it's the best deal on the market. There's no, by far. So,
Yep.
but again, we had the benefit to kind of let everyone else do their thing and then come out with ours. Someone has a follow up and says, while you guys are on the topic of intakes, did you find the carbon fiber shield actually helped with hot air, or is it mostly aesthetic? Yes, carbon fiber is not a good conductor. It does not conduct heat, so it does do a good job of shielding the air filter area from the heat of the header or manifold that's right there. You could, if you're concerned about it, you could add additional like reflective tape to the hot side of the shield. We find once the car is moving that the shield is more than enough.
It's plenty to keep
because there's a lot of airflow through the engine compartment.
The heat zone's separate.
Yeah, so the radiated heat is still hitting the shield, but yeah, I mean it does insulate though, and everything we do. Typically, there's a reason for it. Carbon fiber also looks beautiful and it's sexy and people love it.
There's multiple reasons we use it.
If we can make this, we could build just as an effective shield out of fiberglass layup, but it would just look boring and black and not very interesting. So, and it's just it costs a little bit more to do it out of carbon fiber.
Yeah, once we've got the molds done, it's just a material change.